So I recently just finished playing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate on the Nintendo Switch. First off, let me say that Smash Ultimate is awesome. It's definitely one of the best titles that you can buy on the Switch. The game offers a crazy amount of content, from over 70 playable characters, over 100 levels, almost 1,000 music tracks. There's just so much in Smash Ultimate that you really get what you're paying for with this game. In terms of the gameplay in Smash Ultimate, they added a bunch of little sort of touches to the game, but a lot of them add up and make it a much better game than even Smash 4 on the Wii U or the 3DS. Things like the camera zooming in whenever you score a really big Smash move, or the directional air dodging, which allows for more strategic play during the fights. They're all little changes, but they end up making the game so much better because of their inclusion. The game isn't as fast-paced as Melee. I don't think Nintendo ever will go back to that sort of fast-paced action that all the Melee fans really crave. But to be honest, I'm not one of those uber Melee diehard or bust kind of guys. I'm fine with Smash how it is, so this is a really enticing new entry for the game. The adventure mode is cool in theory, and I like what they went for. There's a lot of work put into the adventure mode. Seeing as they got rid of the trophies, they wanted to add the spirit system to sort of replace the trophies. For the most part, it's okay what they did. In terms of the actual gameplay though, I have a couple of gripes, mainly being that the story is way too long. It's between 20 to 30 hours depending on how much you do, and that is it really starts to drag towards the end because it's very repetitive. They change it up because each spirit has their own like special thing that they made in Smash. So like for Metal Gear, if you find Otacon's spirit, it's Dr. Mario and he has a metal rod that defends him. You have to kill both of them to win the match. There's some really cool stuff that they do with the adventure mode, but ultimately there's way too many fights, and towards the end of the adventure mode I just found myself trying to get the easiest path possible towards the end so I could just move on and wrap it up. It came to a point about halfway when I thought the story was actually ending, and then I found out that there's this whole other section of the game and I was like, oh boy. So yeah, it overstays its welcome a little bit too much. Like I said, I really like the spirits. I like how creative they got with the little encounters and encapsulating those other game series into these tiny fights with the materials that they have available with the Smash Fighters and items and all that. One final touch for the adventure mode is the world map for World of Light. I think it's really cool. I would love to get like a big poster made of the entire map because I think it's a work of art in its own. While the spirits are a cool addition into the game, I do think they're a little needlessly complex. They have this advantage-disadvantage system. It's kind of like Fire Emblem with the 3-point approach to it. They have like power levels and all this. You feed them to level up, they can train and all this, and it just seems like it's a little complex for no reason. It'd be nice if they just kind of acted as the trophies or the stickers or whatever they closely resemble. But it just felt like a lot of the times I was just using the auto pick to give me whatever the best one was, and I didn't really get the whole gameplay loop of why they had to have like stats and different things. So they're cool, but I don't think the execution was really great with them. The other mode I spent the most time in is Classic Mode. It's making a return. And I think Classic Mode is a lot better than the Adventure Mode. Granted, the Classic Mode does get repetitive because you usually have the same amount of fights, the same sort of structure, and then you have like a mini game. In older games it used to be like break the targets. This time it's just kind of a race to the end, which is okay. It's fun for what it is, but it would really be nice if we had something like break the targets as well to kind of break up the monotony, because you're doing the same race to the finish, no changes in any of the level geometry for every single character, so that gets a little repetitive, and it would have been nice to see a little bit more variety. But the boss fight encounters are really cool. Sometimes you're fighting Master Hand or Crazy Hand, and then sometimes they have special bosses that they've implemented, like Ganondorf turning into Ocarina of Time Ganon, and you have to fight him. I think they did a really good job with the Classic Mode. Each run takes about 10 minutes, and then if you're starting from the beginning, after each run you start getting a new character unlocked. Classic Mode, I think, is the better of the two if I were to put my time into one mode or the other. The AI and the fights in the game can actually get pretty challenging. Sometimes I think there is a difficulty spike that is really weird, and sometimes it just seems like fights that you should be doing well in are kicking your ass, and other times you'll be able to wipe the floor with them easy. So the AI is really hit or miss, but for the most part it puts up a decent fight, so it isn't horrible by any means. The biggest draw to Smash, though, is your couch co-op, getting your buddies together, and just hitting people off the edge in regular old Smash. Shane and I played a couple rounds of just normal Smash and experimented with other of the new modes, like the team-based Smash. They're all really fun. The gameplay is just super tight. I don't pay for Nintendo Online, so I haven't been able to go online and try that, but I've heard horrible things about it, that the netcode is just awful and everything, which, to be honest, isn't very surprising for Nintendo. It doesn't seem like they can ever get online truly right, in my opinion. Yeah, definitely the biggest draw is getting your friends together and picking your favorite characters and beating each other up, just the same as it's always been. And Smash Ultimate does a really good job of continuing that feeling and making it even better for the modern day. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Smash Ultimate. It's definitely a game that you should pick up if you have a Nintendo Switch. And if you don't have a Nintendo Switch or thinking about getting one in the future, definitely put this one on your list because it's a must-have game for the console.